Gotta rank all Pokémon.
Oh yeah!
Welcome to Spelunkers, a place for exploring video games and nerd culture. I'm Ryan, and this is Gotta Rank 'em All, the Pokemon ranking show, where Chris
I'm Wiglet today.
Wiglet. I can't wait to talk about that. Every other week we get for the first time ever here, we have two guests this week and a random list of 10 Pokemon and put them in the most officially arbitrary list of all time. Our guests, one's returning and one's brand new. So we have returning guest Bret and new guest, co-host from his podcast, Gracie.
Hi. And if anyone was wondering, my Wiglet is hanging a little low and to the left today.
Yes, we got a new Pokemon release today, Wiglet, which is who was it? You, Chris?
You got a Wiglet.
Long Diglett. I mean, yeah.
Wiglet.
Chris, was it you that was like, look, it's Kezu?
Yeah, that was my immediate reaction.
Yeah.
It just looks like a baby Kezu from Monster Hunter.
Which it very much does, yeah. It's it's tall, skinny, white Diglett.
Yeah. It's a crime against God, as I have said previously, and I'll die on that hill. We should just go ahead and put it all the way at the bottom for now. Just in the holding cell. Never to be seen again.
May or may not be on the list.
Yeah.
Gracie, what do you think about Wiglet?
I love it. It looks like Long Cat, and Long Cat is long, and so Long Diglett is long.
But Long Meowth is Long Meow. Long
That's
Cat.
true.
So Long Diglett is long.
Well, what is a Diglett? And then it's a long of whatever that is.
You know, it's a Diglett.
Yeah.
It's a Diglett.
What is it? What if? Okay, hear me out. What if you have, the long-standing mystery of what is on the other end of a Diglett? What if the other end of the Diglett is it goes all the way through the planet, comes out in Paldea as a Wiglet? Yeah.
Ooh. Interesting theory.
Yeah.
So what's the evolution? Waglet?
Waglet. What did we say earlier before he was recording, guys? Wagalorgy?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wagorgy. It's like 6 of them, all just in a tangle.
So it'll be great.
Yikes.
It'll be great as he stares at me on every single Bulbapedia page tonight, right at the top of the page.
Yes.
He looks like if a Tangela pulled out its individual tentacle hair things and then put little dots on them for nose.
Oh boy. Well, he's all right, but overall, Bret, Gracie, are you guys excited for Scarlet Violet? You looking forward to the new games?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That sucker looks good.
Do you know which version you're getting?
I don't know. Bret, do you think? I thought you decided yours, didn't you?
Yes, I decided that I was going to most likely get the opposite of whatever you were going to get. Although I think we both were kind of leaning towards Violet.
I think so, but then I found out no, the girl is Scarlet though.
Correct.
And I was like, I gotta do that.
Well, I knew that Violet had Daddy Professor and Jet Dragon, and that's all I really needed.
Exactly.
This way,
Man of taste.
I just want that girl's
fangs
face in my
on your neck.
Yeah,
and a ring on her finger.
Obviously.
That's the third campaign in that game is you have to woo the professor.
I'm on it.
Pokemon dating sim. They just haven't announced it yet. You have to woo the professor of your choice. That would do gangbusters. Pokemon dating sim.
Yeah. That would sell hard.
But it's just like
literally
the daycare, the egg thing that you know what I'm talking about? The breeding.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just that simulation, but you're the Pokemon, you have to woo the other Pokemon.
Oh, I was thinking of wooing gym leaders and shit.
I mean, yeah, that too, but I was thinking of
I have no desire to fuck Wiglet. I'll tell you that much.
No, Wiglet fucks you.
Wiglet,
that's true. Got me there.
It's like the final prize in that game where you're playing in the daycare. You get to be a Ditto, and everybody just wants to fuck you. Easy woo for every single mon.
It's like
it's on easy mode. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just easy mode.
That sounds right. Sounds
Um,
about right. You speak
Gracie-
Japanese, and all you people just use you for IVs.
Since you're new here, we like to ask all our new guests, what's your history with Pokemon?
Ouch.
Oh, so I started as a young child. When it came out to the United States, that was my jam. Like that was all about my life. And then I kind of like fell off the bandwagon with like I got older and like got made fun of for liking Pokemon. So I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. And so kind of fell off for a while. But then, and I actually didn't play anything after Gen 2 until Pokemon Go. And so when Pokemon Go came back out, I was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's relive childhood nostalgia. And then I don't know, kept going and I haven't stopped. So no one stop me, please, because this is a joy I have in life now. So no, it's it's good.
Gracie, you're a joy in my life now.
Oh, precious.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes one of us.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
No, damage done.
Damage done.
We're gonna we're like the old angry couple, like Pokemon podcast couple. We're just gonna take this into our own show and just argue all nonstop.
Oh, 100%.
About these 10 Pokemon. Perfect.
Like,
Well,
I'm tired of you farting in the bed all the time. God.
And then I just slowly pull the covers over your head.
And then I'm dead.
And then you die.
And then you replace me on the show with the hot professor from Scarlet. Of course.
Mm-hmm. This is a win-win for me. Let's be real.
I mentioned this previously, but they should rename those games to just Pokemon. Everyone is hot now.
It's true. It is.
Pokemon Thirst Trap Edition.
It is a concerted effort to make everybody in that game beautiful.
As long as they're consenting adults, it's fine.
Or 10-year-olds.
Well, I wasn't going that far.
Like they cannot. We gotta make everybody 18 plus.
I mean, usually the professors are like old people, but I mean, Sonia bucked that trend a little bit. But in the game in Galar, it started off as an old person.
Yeah.
Sonia's still tops though. Like no one's ever going to beat Sonia. She's the baddest. Don't at me.
So I guess our next show is to rank the professors.
That's not a bad idea.
Easy.
By kinks, because I think I have suspicions about a few of them. Professor
You're our
Oak.
first guest for that.
I know what you're doing, Professor Oak. Stop it. Calling the police.
Yikes.
Actually, no, what's the professor from Pokemon Snap? I'm so sorry. That guy needs to go to prison forever.
That was Professor Oak.
No. The second one. All new.
Wow.
Snap. Yeah. Don't remember.
Yeah, that guy needs to go to jail immediately.
I haven't played it, so I don't know why.
I don't know why.
But let's get a little list refresher in before we get down and dirty with these ranks. Top of the board, 1, 2, and 3, we've got Greninja, Lugia, and Shuckle. Way down at the bottom, 977 Jinx, 976 Gumshoes, 975 Young Goose. Halfway is 488 and a half. So 488 is Rhyhorn, 489 Swablu, 490 Pupitar.
I would just like to thank both of our guests for not laughing when they heard Shuckle at number 3, like every other guest. Or being
First time in weeks that's happened.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm on board with Shuckle.
Shuckle is like a top one. Top
tier. You guys know how weird I am with things like Blacephalon. You should have known that I'd be down with the Shuckle clown.
Thank
you. Don't fuck with that Shuckle.
Who is our
thank
bouncer?
you.
Who is our bouncer at 100?
Our bouncer at 100 is Delphox.
That's a solid bouncer.
Yeah.
Solid takeover for Honchkrow there.
Yeah. Held strong for a couple weeks, but finally retired from duty. And our first rank tonight is Sobble.
It's adorable.
So I'm looking, and I kind of... Where is his evolution on the list? What is that stupid thing called?
Inteleon?
No, the middle one.
Drizzile.
Oh, that's like way at the bottom, I think.
Yeah.
Cool name. Bad Pokemon.
Yeah, Drizzile is 925.
925. There's my guy. So I'm thinking, hear me out. 978.
For Sobble?
Sobble is worse than Drizzile.
Yeah, but it's not worse than Bruxish.
I disagree with the entire premise that he's worse than Drizzile in the first place.
Look, it has been a minute since I've seen Drizzile.
I think Inteleon's worse than Sobble. But that's a different conversation, I guess. He's definitely worse than Clink. I like a little Clink. Who doesn't like getting a little Clinky?
What did you rank him at?
Which one?
Sobble.
Oh, that's what we're deciding right now.
I know. What did you say, though?
Oh, I said at the very bottom, 978.
My list only goes to 928.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, hang on.
Uh-oh.
It's in the wrong list, Ryan?
You might have the Blogspot version.
Your call is important to us. We gotta rank them all. We'll be back with you shortly. Please don't hang up that dial and leave 5 stars and ratings and reviews, or else you're a hater. You don't want to be a little bitch, do you? Leave 5 stars and ratings and review, and we'll be right back to your regularly scheduled podcast in just a moment.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's the Google Doc. Got everything.
Got it. Okay.
Perfect.
And we are back.
So I don't know. I don't know how much I can offer to this conversation because I was thinking like middle of the list, maybe barely above the middle.
You're right. Drizzile's worse than Sobble.
I'm willing to concede. I'm a weirdo. I think Larvesta is a great Pokemon, and it's way down there. It's definitely.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Larvesta is better than Silcoon and Cascoon. This is a whole I gotta stop doing that. I'm willing to concede that Drizzile is worse than Sobble. I don't agree, but I'm willing to concede.
What number is Drizzile?
925.
925. But is he better than Clang?
Yes.
I'd
say yeah.
Okay.
Clang's just a gear or a couple gears.
All right. But is he better than Clauncher?
I like Starmie though.
Registeel. Yeah, this is hard, man. This show has the downside that the more Pokemon you rank, the harder it inevitably gets.
Mm-hmm.
It was such an impossible task you've tasked us with tonight.
I'm gonna say 927.
Could probably solve wart hunger before we figure this out. You could probably clean up all the plastic in the ocean and save all the fucking sea turtles before we figure this out.
I love turtles.
Turtles are cool. Whatever Gracie said, I agree with.
Oh.
Brian, where are you looking?
I'm putting my foot down nowhere near above Drudagon or Appleton at 864, 865. If you put Sobble above those two, I will not leave the show, but I will back up from the desk and my audio will sound slightly worse for the rest of the episode. Yeah.
Brian doesn't care. He doesn't edit this shit.
You'll have to edit. You'll have to turn me up from this point.
I think this is better than Arctivish at 869. Because that's one of those godforsaken 2 fossil Pokemon combinations.
Crimes against science.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's not better than Crustle, but I'm willing to put it above. You said Arctozolt, right? Or Dracovich? Which one did you say?
Arctovish.
They're literally all the same. Put them above the highest ranking one of Arctovish. Oh, I see it now. Yeah. Just under NDD? Yeah. Keep NDD above.
Under NDD. Oh my god, y'all. I'm going to write this down.
NDD rules.
That's something to maybe... Ryan, we're going to be re-ranking some Mons. This is a travesty what's happening to me right here.
No!
Sobble is a fine Pokemon. That first trailer where they were introducing the personalities of all the starter Mons for Sword and Shield, and he's like, the shy kind of recluse Pokemon, and then you got the stupid rabbit that's jumping around being hyper, and I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's playing drums or something. He's like the bozo.
Ricky just had a stick. Okay. I mean, I'll give you that. Sobble had potential, and maybe we're giving him too much shit for his wasted potential. I still like Drizzle better, but if we just want to ignore what he turns into entirely, then we can go higher. But I still don't like him higher than Appleton. Appleton's delicious.
How you're eating your
That's
Pokemon
what you
regularly?
rank Amon at?
That is literally part of his Pokédex. Like children tear pieces of Appleton's back off and just eat it, and it grows
Just
back. And he's just happy about it. And he's just happy about it. He's just fine. For the sake of moving on, fine.
Yeah, I mean, if this is where we're agreeing, Ryan, I know you're not a big Sobble fan. If this is where you're
No.
looking, then I mean, I'm outnumbered here.
I could go up a little bit more, but I'm not. This is I don't think I would have gotten it into the 600s.
I'm willing to put it over Galarian Stunfisk at 853, but under Ekans, OG Ekans. Yeah, I hate Galarian Stunfisk.
I enjoy it for PvP.
Yeah, I mean it's useful. I just hate it as a Pokemon.
Oh,
You just stepped on one too many.
bear trap.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a bear
I
trap.
guess. I think it's just something about its colors that I just dislike.
That's
Like-
fair.
That's fair.
It's just not an aesthetically pleasing. Like, why not just make it like?
The shiny is way better.
Why don't just make it the color of steel, like a bear trap? Because
'Cause
it
it's
is
supposed to hide
steel type,
brown.
isn't it?
I mean, it's just it's darkened steel.
Okay,
Brown.
Looks a little
I guess.
rusty.
I guess.
So Sobble 853, exactly where we all knew they'd go. Any guesses? Wrong answers only. Where Sobble's name comes from?
Because he sobs.
He's sad. Emo boy.
Yeah, I guess it's Sob and Bubble. Not wrong answer, but I can't think of a good wrong answer for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Sob and Bubble or Dribble, but Sob. Because he
Dribble.
is a
That makes
sad boy. Mhm.
Yeah, sure.
Not like basketball dribble, I'm imagining. Like he's
And he
drooling
grows
slightly.
up to be a fucking sniper.
Yeah, yikes.
Next up, we've got Toxicroak.
I like.
grew
Toxicroak is
fu-
good.
I grew fond of in Legends Arceus was the first time I really used one for any amount of time. Pretty good.
The shiny.
Also, go ahead, Gracie. I'm sorry.
No, I said the shiny's really good too.
It is, and it's also in fashion right now for Fashion Week, where you can evolve you can evolve it from. Oh
Mhm.
no, my brain.
Program.
Take my nerd card.
Krogan?
Thank you, Krogon, and then the spike goes through the hat, which I thought was kind of clever.
That's fun.
I'm looking for an equivalent on the list, like someone that I can say has some Toxicroak vibes to see.
About
I was gonna say what about
Tangoro?
230?
Oh, sorry.
Whoa, that's way up
What?
there.
Yeah, 238.
238 is Hitmonlee.
Yeah, kind of similar.
Yeah,
Fighting.
I don't like it better
Stinger.
than Torterra.
Mm,
Torterra got all big. Fuck them people up in the movie.
yeah, that's true.
That was cool.
Mhm. That's probably, I don't know if that's the most exciting sequence of the movie, but it's certainly a exciting sequence from the movie.
You watched that movie yet, Ryan? I asked as if you have watched any movies in the
No.
last 6 months.
Man,
I watched Dread recently.
you haven't watched the live action Pokemon movie, Detective Pikachu?
No,
Oh, you got to. It's actually good.
I haven't seen most movies.
That's fair. I mean, I don't
Same.
watch a lot of movies either,
No,
but
I am movie deprived. Like I just don't.
I I'd be shocked if you could beat me, but that's a whole other podcast.
You know, a movie podcast where the hosts just never watch movies.
Yeah, let's.
No one's doing that.
After we're done with Pokemon, let's just rank every movie you have not seen, Ryan.
Didn't you
Ooh,
ever
it's
listen
based
to an
on
episode of Negley and I's podcast? No, you didn't. So
Rewind the past.
Yeah, so we watch old shows and like movies and stuff that like we grew up on, but the joke is like I haven't seen fucking anything.
Wait,
and he's seen it all.
Did we say what show we were on?
No.
We're on a show called Pokemon After Darkrai. Hi, folks.
Yeah,
We've come to hijack this place.
Anyway, so the
Anyway.
whole point is like I don't know anything. Anyway, so Pokemon.
My first thought to compare him to was Pangoro, who's at 284. It's
Okay.
fighting.
That's a good one,
I think he's fighting
too.
Dark.
That's a
the
good one.
panda.
Yeah.
But I love Tirtoga, so you gotta.
But I love Tirtoga and Poochyena.
You could put between those two.
You could also put him above Electabuzz.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anyone
I
in
think
that
above
area.
Electabuzz for sure.
Yeah, I like this area. I do like this area too.
Okay,
Yeah,
what about
it's both
Alakazam?
great.
It's been a point of contention among viewers lately.
I actually really hate Alakazam, so.
I am indifferent, so it doesn't bother me one way or the other.
I'm fine with going above.
Yeah.
I have issues with his stupid spoon tricks, but it don't. I don't hate him for it. I just think it's kind of like get a new shtick, guy.
Yeah. We've seen the same trick, buddy.
Yeah, like I used to take a pencil in school and go like that too. Remember, Gracie?
He's like, anyway, here's Wonderwall.
All right,
next?
Toxicroak, 287. We don't have to do name origins on this Pokemon.
I don't
Next
get it.
up,
I don't get it. That's great.
we've got Hisuian Decidueye.
This is why.
All right, I gotta look up some stuff here because I did not play Arceus.
Oh, Arceus is good.
I had
Oh,
never
yeah.
seen. Arceus is really good. I had never seen this 2D art of him making a fist with his feathers before. Very funny.
I have seen
Yeah,
this
I have.
before.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm nowhere near as big of a fan of Hisui as I am of
Oh yeah,
OG
regular's way better.
Decidueye.
Regular is way better. Where is regular Decidueye on the list, if at all?
Top
Very
10.
high.
Top 10? Okay, well, definitely below that. 100%.
Number 4, actually.
Can I let's use some math here. Since he's number 4, what if we put him in the exact mirror universe of 4 and put him 4 spaces from the bottom at 976?
That's too low.
That's too
That's-
low?
think
I
it's
like
too
your
low.
thinking, but
Yeah, I mean, he is clearly inspired by like old Ronin Japanese designs, which I think is cool. I just don't think it's the best implementation of that idea.
Right.
It is
Yeah.
not. And I'll say that the 2D art makes him look a lot better than he looks in the game. Like the 3D assets, like those legs are. I mean, do they go all the way up? Do they? They don't need
Like
to.
a real owl?
Yeah, like a real owl, but these are make-believe creatures. I mean, just because it's
I
a
know,
real
just-
thing. Like I is based off a real creature, but should it be?
But should it be?
so I don't know that this breaks top 100 for me. Does this break
Oh,
top
definitely
100
not.
for anybody?
No. This doesn't break top 900.
Yeah, I think it does for me.
That's for me too.
I use this. This was my starter in the game, and it's fine. It's a special move. Is very cool. Like each of the starters got their own exclusive move, and he's basically like throwing a bunch of feathers, like little daggers, if I remember correctly.
Deny.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm in the minority here, so I'm fine with what you guys decide. I'm just here to drag the average down, just like every other aspect of life.
Do we have any of the Hisuian starters on the list yet? I know we don't have Typhlosion.
No.
You're
I
right.
think this is the first-
Wherever this ends up, Typhlosion has to go below it.
I agree. Hisuian Typhlosion. The first time I saw it, I was like, "That's terrible." And people like, when it came out, they're like, "Actually, he's kind of cool when his flames are." It's like, no, he's still pretty terrible.
No.
Not a fan. I'm not a fan of Again, minority. I'm not a fan of like hardly any of the Hisuian forms. I like some of like the new evolutions, like Basculegion is rad as hell.
Have
But
you
yeah,
seen Hisuian's Rourke? I like that one a lot. It's probably
yes,
my
that
favorite
one.
creation.
That is a good one. Yeah,
What
I'll,
about like 540?
Okay, what's there?
Mega Beedrill.
Like,
I like Mega Beedrill personally. As an insect lover and a long lost 10-year-old that's got trapped on Route 2 with his baby Caterpie, and people pick on me and steal all my money, and I'm just trapped there forever because my mom won't let me come home because she's banging the professor. I'm impartial for the bug Pokemon, and Mega Beedrill
okay, so
is
what about what right below it then?
Tapu Lele. Yeah, who cares?
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
this is good. I'd want it above Vileplume, Cherim.
Yeah.
Scroll up a little bit. And
The
below
Tapus are
Togepi.
okay. I don't have anything personally against them, but I think they're just okay. I think they're
fine.
definitely more interesting than like the Lake Guardians from like from a design standpoint.
Hmm.
But yeah, just okay. Tapu Bulu is the best one. Don't at me.
I think the weird like mermaid one is the one we have ranked highest, but
I
that
would
one's
say
same.
I like how like when they close their little things, they look like other things. So Tapu Bulu looks like a bull skull.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hisui and Decidueye, 541. Now, this one is actually worthwhile. Any guesses where Decidueye comes from?
Deciduous trees is a type of tree, and
Mhm.
eye is your eyeball. Tree eye.
I'm impressed.
Was I right?
Partially. Deciduous.
Sweet. I'll take that.
So eye is not as an eyeball.
It's not there. Eye is there, but not as in eyeball.
As in eyeing your shots because he's an archer.
Closer. Bullseye
Uh,
for archer.
That makes yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Next up is Verizon. Verizian.
Horizon.
Sorry, my sick.
Okay, this one has to go low.
Really?
It has fingers with fingernails as legs. Look at it. Look at it.
It does.
I'm gonna go look at it right now. I don't remember that.
Its legs look like fingers with fingernails.
I just see like fancy high heels, which I also don't really like though, so not disagreeing that it should not be very high.
Apparently, I can't spell it.
Yeah, this is.
Where did this thing even come from? This is another one of those ones where it's like I've never actually seen it in any of the
This
games.
is Gen 5. This is one of three like that are the Three Musketeers Pokemon. It's Terrakion, Virizion,
It's one of those.
and Cobalion. And then they added. So the only one that's worse than this is Keldeo, which is that baby form they added in the next generation.
Yeah, I
out
don't
of
like
that group.
I had to actually
Verizion's-
look up Terrakion just so I can get to Virizion because I can't fucking spell it.
It's Verizon.
What are you
Terrakion-
talking about, little? What are you talking about, little fingies? What are you talking about?
His legs are fingers with fingernails at the bottom.
No, those are. It's like boots, and those are hooves.
Yeah, but it looks like fingers.
I never saw that, and I don't know that I'll ever unsee it.
You're welcome.
You're a cruel mistress, Gracie.
Also, I'm gonna say
He's definitely
58.
Well, hold on. Where's Terrakion? Because I think in the term like the hierarchy, I think Cobalion
Teriyaki is much better than that.
No, I know. But I'm just talking about for a baseline. So like Cobalion's the best one, in my opinion, then Terrakion, then Virizion. So like wherever Terrakion is, we can't go above that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement on that. Cobalion, I think, is at like around 360. I just looked. Terrakion is at 590. So if we're jumping 230 spots, maybe we jump another 230 spots.
I'm okay with it.
That would put him below Keldeo.
There's no shot
above Keldeo.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Keldeo's at
'Cause
644.
I'm
Okay.
way off on this one, so you guys can battle it out.
Okay.
No higher than Cutie Fly.
I'm gonna say no higher.
I mean, I'm
Then
fine with it
pick-
being right above Keldeo.
You know what?
Yeah.
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 All right.
All right. We did it.
New
Good
644.
job, team.
That's not a typo. I spelled it like that on purpose.
What you and this joke
I
is
hate
played
it.
out.
Stop it. Stop it.
Can you hear me
Any
now?
guesses where
Good.
Virizion comes from?
No, I don't know this one.
It is the off-brand of Verizon, and it's all they could afford.
I'm gonna
Yes.
assume it's some sort of Three Musketeers thing, right? Like it's almost got to be.
Yeah, this was the original name and mascot for Mint Mobile. But then they went for Ryan Reynolds.
We're just
also-
hoping people get confused.
I also think it's probably something to do with the color, right? Because Cobalion is like cobalt, right?
Yeah, they're going for like Viridian.
Viridian.
They are, yeah, Viridian or Veridis
Ah,
and Champion.
we're on the right track there. Look at
Yeah.
us, smart.
You guys worked it out.
We're so smart.
Next up, we've got Dartrix.
Okay, emo owl.
Not as emo as Drizzile. to
Definitely
Sobble.
not. So above Drizzile, please. But also one of the weaker middle evolutions, I think.
He's fine.
Like it.
He's
Yeah.
like he's okay. He's vanilla, and like middle evolutions always tend to be kind of left out in the broader conversation,
Mhm.
right? Because they're just like a pit
Yeah.
stop on the way to the final one.
Now, Brett, if I were to tell you this Pokemon's Japanese name is Fuck It Throw, would that
Number one, just so that you have to say it every episode.
That is the best thing I've ever heard in my
That
entire
is-
life.
That is, you know what? 100. Make him the new bouncer. Just under Xerneas.
which I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced, but that's how I'm reading it.
That's how it is from now on, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you completely took any preconceived notions that I had about this Pokemon, turned them on their head. I'm a fan. I'm
Out the window.
getting the tattoo next month.
Yep.
Me and
That's
Gracie are in
so
agreement.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is like marriage counseling for us.
it's a really good name.
It's an amazing name.
That's wonderful. I'm gonna look it up after this and learn how to pronounce it.
Almost as good as Pignite, which is one of my favorite, not my favorite Pokemon, but one of my favorite names of Pokemon.
I don't like that.
Mm.
It's just fun to say, Pignite.
Mm,
I almost wish he was a little knight.
no.
So I'm down for going a little higher in Dartrix. I don't know about top 100. That's a little crazy, but
Well, yeah, Dartrix is towards the middle somewhere, but we're talking about Fuck It Throw.
that's right.
What about
yeah.
300?
Breaksin is at 317, and I like Breaksin better. If I'm being
That's true.
honest.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same.
That's
area.
fair. That's fair.
Ooh, I think we stay below Skarmory at 336.
I agree. I like
Oh,
Skarmory.
yeah.
Skarmory's pretty
Birds.
dope. And
What
I love
about-
Kingler.
I just saw it. Hold on.
Charge above?
377.
370.
Braviary.
Braviary.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Grovyle. Above Grovyle. Okay.
They're above Grovyle.
I'd probably go
Grovyle's-
above Braviary as well. We've got some more
We
middle
can't-
starters in here. We've
I
got
don't know. if we
Bayleaf
can
at
do that.
362.
I don't know if we
Rockin'
can do
Balls
that
at
to a
350.
character. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I like Grovyle better, but I'm okay with putting him above
In this
Braviary.
area.
Yeah, in
yeah.
this area. I think that's
Yeah.
totally
Right.
fair.
You have to put it above Cubchoo.
Cubchoo's a demon.
I hate it.
Ban it. Ban.
Right
Put it off.
there. Right
Remove Cubchoo entirely and put him off to the side. Banned until he washes his stupid face.
Yeah, it is pretty nasty, but
Yeah, I like it right there.
I like it below Bayleaf, yeah.
Because at least Rabambi's a sweet little cute thing. That'll give you a little peck on the cheek, and then it'll wash its mouth when it's done.
I don't know how you actually spell this, but I'm just gonna spell it like that.
That works.
That's so great.
Pretty close. So
Phonetic.
I'm not even worried about where we get Dartrix from, but any guesses where fuck it throw?
I'm assuming that it because it's an archer at its full evolution. Dartrix probably just throws shit very accurate.
Fuck it, throw it.
Fuck you! I throw.
Fuck it, throw it. Maybe a combination of Fukuru, owl, and throw.
Yeah,
and
that's
Dartrix
fair.
could be a mixture of dart and tricks.
Or possibly Strix, which is a genus of owls.
Or both. Or tricks. Silly Dartrix. They're just for kids.
That's
Thank you. I'll take my check now.
Okay.
I've met my comedy quota for the day.
Dartrix 363. Next up, God, I hate pronouncing this Pokemon's name. Cofagrigus?
Jesus.
Cofagrigus? Cofagrigus.
Goodbye.
You just got
Nothing
canceled.
from it. I don't care.
Cofagrigus.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
None of this sounds right.
I don't know if that's a good look,
Cofagrigus.
man. You brought the gayest Pokemon podcast on and then said that. Nah, you're going down, son.
Yeah, that's my word. You can't say that word.
Look, hey,
Did you
Game
mean
Freak made the Pokemon.
Did you mean Cofagrigus?
Cofagrigus.
I thought it was like egregious, so and coffin egregious, Cofagrigus.
I will go back
Yeah,
to a
it's like-
point made in a much earlier episode. They need pronunciation in the Pokedex. They don't say these Pokemon names in the game. They need a pronunciation
that's fair,
chart.
but there are some sexy men on YouTube pronouncing it for you. So
Yes.
the information.
Why
is
would I
out
watch that on YouTube?
Was so
Also, how
what
can
do
we
you-
trust them?
there. Hear them to say it on our show. Julian
Yeah.
Miguel, we're coming for you.
Yeah,
this
Julian
weekend.
Miguel. He's
Yeah,
wonderful.
That's our guy. We're gonna marry him. It's gonna be a throuple, and
But
it's gonna be great.
It's something that should be in the game, I think.
It really should.
Cofagrigus, that'd be great. Cofagrigus, I think is super cool. Is a rad Pokemon, very unique. I still like Runarigus better.
I just want to hear. I want to hear Ryan say it again.
Where's
Don't say its name
With an
ever again, right?
with an apology?
but I
Runarigus.
don't.
Listen, he's quivering right now. He is like so
I
scared.
know. The gays are coming for you, just so you know.
Fine.
I've assembled them already.
You're gonna be both terrified and fabulous by the time we're through with you.
Yeah. I'm on my way.
I agree. I think I like Runarigus, or how'd you say it? Runarigus.
Runarigus. I'm not sure. They had to give it an impossible to pronounce name as well.
Yeah.
But where is Rooney Boy on the list?
387.
387. So that was one of my favorite Pokemon from Galar.
What about 400?
Now hold on. I know Bret is a big fan of Blacephalon at 389. Do we want to go below that? I assume so.
Yeah. I love Araquanid too. I love all three of those guys just right there sandwiched together. That's a sandwich of Bret. Good things that Bret likes.
400's a good call out though. And Teleon, we were just talking about that sniper boy earlier.
That fucking grassy knoll motherfucker. I know who killed JFK. Let's see. Oshawott in the hotel and Inteleon's on the hill.
Dark.
Oh,
Real
come
fast.
on. It's been like 60 years.
Too soon.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the Kennedys all around the world that are already dead.
Yeah.
I like this more than Duskull at 397.
All right, now don't judge me for this, but what were we doing? Cough egregious. That's right. Never mind. Above Inteleon. I like 400. I like 400, like what Gracie said, because I hate Inteleon.
I love Corsola, so don't put it above Corsola.
I also love Corsola. Corsola? Corsola.
Corsola.
Corsola. Corsola. That's how you're supposed to pronounce it. But, for the sake of time.
Okay, I'm not mad at 400.
Yeah, Z.
That was me trying to push Shift and failing.
Be careful with the spelling here, young man. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Do it really fast. There you go.
Okay, all right.
You got it,
Okay.
you got it.
All right.
You got it.
Isn't there a thing where Cough Egregious got banned from the trading networks and stuff because of its
yeah,
spelling?
possibly. That's happened with a couple Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunate. What is its Japanese name?
Desukarn.
Desukarn.
Yeah.
Like Kairn?
Karn.
Okay. Interesting.
Like a desecrated carnival.
Well, Karen is like a spiritual
Damn it, Karen.
thing. Yeah, it's like a spiritual Karen whom you must give offerings of Starbucks to, or else she's gonna talk to your fucking manager. What's next?
Next up is Marshtomp.
Marshtomp, a muddy boy.
Yeah.
One of the better. I think we need to go back up to where
Where's
Breakton
Swampert?
and all them guys were. He's definitely not above Swampert.
Swampert is criminally low.
Where is
Yeah.
Swampert?
Where's Swampert?
We don't need to talk about it.
Where is
our
Swampert,
mud
Chris?
boy? Where is our mud
Swampert's at
boy?
376. He's around the area we were just talking about looking at, where the middle evolutions are.
One of the best starters.
I don't like
ever.
I've used Swampert 100 times because I played that game a lot and I always pick the water starter, but I don't like Swampert aesthetically. I think he's a strong Pokemon.
I think he would be super fun to give high fives to.
See, and I'm not a big fan of Marsh.
Yeah, he's got to go below wherever Swampert is at 376. He's got to go below that.
Okay. How about Grovyle at 379?
I think Swampert is better than shit. What does Grovyle turn into? I'm blanking.
Sceptile?
Excuse me for not having 1,000 Pokemon memorized at all given times. Sometimes the brain deletes certain parts of information so they continue to do things autonomously, like breathe and fart.
You had to delete Sceptile to make room for Wiggly.
Yeah,
I get it.
Sceptile, I think, is cooler. The cooler. What am I trying to say here? I think Grovyle is cooler than Marshtomp, but Swampert is better than Sceptile. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So I would put Marshtomp probably below Zigzagoon there too. Galarian Zigzagoon. I really like Galarian Zigzagoon.
I mean, Blacephalon is 9 lower than that.
Yeah. Do I like it better than Blacephalon? Probably not. What do you think, Gracie? What do you think?
I'm thinking like 410.
410, way down there.
Mm-hmm.
Above Whelmer.
No, he's below Whelmer. Above Blissey, fine.
I could put this above Blissey. Yeah,
I could put it above Blissey.
Yeah, above Blissey. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
They're
411.
I know at least one person that if I put any Pokemon above Whelmer, I will be murdered in my home tonight while I sleep.
No, this is below Whelmer.
Yeah, so we can't go above Whelmer.
No, this is below.
I'm down 411.
Get it?
If you're cool with that, Chris.
It's fine.
Great name.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to
belabor
that one.
Another easy one. Next up, we've got Hisuian Braviary.
We got to hurry this up because I need to go out to the marsh and stomp around after this.
Apropos of nothing.
Yeah, just cause.
Just cut all of Brett's shitty jokes, please.
I like
Every
this
game.
Pokemon a lot. First of all, it's great in the game because you get to fly around. It gives you so much freedom to explore those maps, way more than I think it's the last traversal Pokemon, right? So you get to explore everything, which is awesome. But it's also a pretty powerful Pokemon in and of itself. Definitely better than base Braviary. I use one on my team because I always try to use new Pokemon, and there were only like 20 maybe or something in the new gen. Or the half gen, whatever the hell.
I just wish they could have done a flying Pokemon for that purpose and just made it more interesting. Because to me, this just looks like this could have just been the shiny originally, and I wouldn't, if I didn't know any better, I'd just believe you. They don't change much about the body type. Like they change some feathers here and there. The head crest is different. The colors are different. But it ultimately just looks like you could have told me that one is Braviary male and one's Braviary female, and they're just sexually dimorphic, and I would have believed you. I just didn't think Hisuian Braviary was particularly interesting from a design standpoint. I can't speak to how useful it is in the games because I, again, haven't played Arceus.
I actually, really like it because of Arceus. Yeah.
Also, it's typing. Like, do we really need more psychics? Come on.
It's better than
don't.
Braviary's typing, though. Like, I'm so sick of normal flying types. They're the worst.
Yeah.
Terrible typing.
Yeah, that's fair, too. But you need at least, 3 in every game? It's standard. Standard operating procedure.
Standard.
It is, and
Can't
I wish it wasn't.
without it.
I wish they'd stop making legendary psychic. That's the one. That's even worse.
There are a lot of legendary psychics.
Yeah,
Psychic's one of my favorite types, though, so I'm kind of okay with it, except I don't use legendary, so I don't really care either way what types those are.
It's a different beast to wrangle altogether. Or dragons, for that matter.
My proposition.
Uh-oh.
I am ready.
I am ready to be prophesized. Prophesized? Propped up.
297.
Put your prop in me. 297. Oh, that's way up there.
But I don't think it's
Luxray.
Design-wise, I probably like Luxray more, but just because of what this represents, the freedom that this Pokemon represents in Arceus, I like it more.
Freedom Bird. Yep. Okay, hear me out. You said 297. What if we went backwards and said 792?
No.
Okay, fine. I like Zebstrika and Blitzel more.
I do like Zebstrika and Blitzel a lot.
I do like them a lot.
Especially Blitzel.
I definitely like it more than I like Braviary more than Mareep.
Oh yeah, Mareep can just you can delete Mareep off the list.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's not what I was meant.
Yeah, get it out of here.
Tone it down.
Sizzlepede can eat it. Put it in the belly of the Sizzlipede. So move Mareep to 301 and then just put Mareep directly in between Sizzlet and Pede.
No.
Okay, Ryan, what do you think? Because I'm okay with going anywhere kind of in this range. I think it's good.
So 300?
This would put it at 300.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I kind of want below Mareep because I like Mareep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I wanted above Mareep, and so do both our guests. So
I'm outvoted. That would be my only other contention was I like Mareep more, but yeah, 300 is fine for Hisuian Braviary. God.
After this show, I really gotta start feeling brave because I gotta go to the aviary after this and wrangle a bunch of freedom birds. They got really sharp toes,
American birds,
pointed beaks. Yeah,
are these psychic freedom birds?
That's why you have to be brave because they will pick you up with their minds and throw you across the aviary, and it does not feel good.
Okay, so you got the English name. Bret, I heard you. I heard that sentence.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Japanese name.
Okay.
Wargle.
Wargle.
Just based on that alone, it's gotta go down again.
That's
a terrible name. I hear Wargle and I think like that's a troll from a D&D campaign or something.
Does it like War Eagle?
Warrior eagle.
War damn eagles.
It may also involve warble, the sound a bird makes.
Also, no, it can't be warbles because warbles are also a parasitic like bug that gets underneath your skin.
Yeah, but a warble is also the vocal of like a turkey. Yeah.
And Benjamin Franklin once wanted to make our country's symbol of freedom a turkey instead of an eagle.
I've heard that, but I didn't know that
Full
was actually
circle. It's true. It's a true thing.
He wanted to.
Instead, we eat them.
They're delicious.
What do you think a bald eagle tastes like?
freedom.
Freedom, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the red, white, and blue. Chris, take your fucking hat off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's stuck under my headphones.
Well, what do we think Denny tastes like?
Sour Patch Kid, probably.
But like spicy.
Spicy
Because it's zapping your
like a
mouth.
warhead.
Yeah, because it's zapping your taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably I want to think that it probably tastes like a fat pizza roll that you left in the microwave too long, so it's like ready to burst, and you put it in your mouth and it explodes, and it's like lava in your mouth.
You
But
can't taste
somehow
anything for
it's
3 days.
Ice.
Yeah,
There's still ice in the middle.
zaps the skin from the roof of your mouth.
Oh, ouch.
Um,
Yeah, Dedenne, he's cute, but he's like maybe the least inspired Pikachu clone that they've done.
Yeah.
Other
What is
than
Pikachu?
Pichu or
But-
Plusle and Minun, I guess.
but he had a more expanded role in the anime compared with some of the others.
Where's Minun on here?
Yeah, I think
Where's
they have
the
Minun or
Mennonite?
Plusle.
They aren't listening to podcasts, I'm pretty sure.
Mine in 695
Mennonites.
Oh, man.
have not ranked Plusle yet.
Talking to Maru remembers.
Wow.
What was his role in the anime? I haven't seen any of that season.
He was the partner Pokemon for one of the main characters for a arc there. I cannot remember specifically. If you give me a second, I can look it up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind putting him a little higher. I mean, the only ones that he's not gonna pass as far as Pikachu clones go are Pikachu, and Mimikyu and Pachirisu, who are all quite high. Those are the ones that I actually really like out of them. Ranked Emolga, I would say I like Emolga more too. It was also top 100.
Yeah, Mongol's pretty cool. I think the highest I could go is Buniri at 532.
So Dedenne was one of the main Pokemon you saw throughout the series X and Y. He was Bonnie's, the little girl's partner Pokemon. Even though he didn't do much fighting, he was almost always seen outside of the Pokeball interacting with other characters and Pikachu.
I'm gonna say below Horsey, but above Bunnelby. I like Horsey a lot.
I'm not a big fan of Horsey, and I'll tell you
neither.
why. They're a
Well, you
mistake of
can
evolution.
See yourself out, sir. You whore.
Whoa! Where did this come from?
Horsey.
Don't you slut shame me? How dare you? Horsey. Oh, I get it now.
God.
Is a failure of evolution because it's a fish. It's a literal fish that evolved to not be able to swim good. The males have the babies. Just call that the female. Why we gotta make things so goddamn complicated? Fuck you, Horsey. Kingdra's cool though. Yeah, Gracie said they didn't pay her Verizion bill and they cut off her internet, so she had to explodicate out of the internet and into our dreams where she belongs. So on behalf of Gracie, I would like to say that I'm sorry to Gotta Rank 'em All listeners, we will be devoid of her voice from here on out. But I assure you, as the resident mouthpiece of After Darkrai, I speak for both of us when I say that all of my suggestions are approved by both myself and Gracie.
Yes, unfortunate technical difficulties.
Gracie
still here.
choked on a dedenne.
Mhm.
No fault of my own. I had no place in putting it in her mouth, or anything in her mouth.
Phrasing.
And phrasing, boom.
Do you know how big a Dedenne is, Brett?
Yeah, it's like the size of like a guinea pig or a
8
hamster.
inches.
Yeah, it is a tiny guy. He's real tiny.
Easy to choke on.
Giggity. What we got next, boys?
We didn't rank Dedenne.
We hadn't ranked Dedenne. We were talking about it.
Where were we looking at?
Buniri, we were looking at.
Baniri.
Yes.
Above Baniri. I'm in agreement with that.
Okay, but it's got to be below Togepi if we're talking like partner Pokemon.
Wait a minute.
Buniri's Maze?
The
partner?
Baniri's the cute one, right? I'm thinking of Diggersby. Yeah, no, below Baniri. Below Baniri.
Okay.
Yep.
What about the sexy evolution of Baniri Lopunny?
Lopunny is not on the list. She's in my bed. Just kidding. Or am I?
We'll never know.
You'll never know.
Is that Lopunny in your bed behind you?
Come back to bed, Bret. Lopunny. I'll be right there. Guys, we gotta hurry this up.
Yeah, I like it. I probably like it less than Lopunny as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to speak ill of Brett's lover.
You can say lover, that's fine.
I think I would go above Electrike. So.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. He's got a weird head.
I'm down. He's a good boy, though.
Good boy. For sure. All right. Dedenne 534. Any guesses? This is going to be tough because neither of these words are. Well, I guess one of them's kind of English. Where we get Dedenne from?
I have no idea on this one. I'm assuming it's like a Japanese term, like zuda, which means to like just kind of go on and on and on. But something along those lines.
Like dead penne pasta, but dead.
Oh.
Dead
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
I was gonna say den nay. As in the den, no. I don't want to go to I don't want to go to your den, sir. The den, nay. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I'm not going to be choked on again.
Speak for yourself. I like it.
Maybe a combination of denki, which is Japanese for electricity, and antenna, which is French for antenna.
Oh, that makes sense. Not an easy name to say, so kind of loses points for that a little bit.
Yeah,
he does have antenna on his whiskers there.
True. You can get cable with this guy.
He's definitely not the worst Pikachu clone, in my opinion. Like you said earlier, Chris, like Minun and Plusle are kind of down there for me.
Yeah.
I think they're a neat concept in that there's two of them, but, they're just kind of whatever.
Yeah.
If double battles were more frequent, maybe that would be more interesting.
Could be.
Is Togedemaru technically a Pikachu clone? That one sucks.
Yes, no, Togedemaru rules. We better just move on. We better just move the fuck on.
Next up, we've got Rowlet.
Rowlet. This is going to be up there.
This is good.
Yeah.
As far as starters go, he's one of the best.
Cute little boy.
Where is Mudkip?
Good call. Somewhere high.
You can't go above Mudkip, though. Mudkip's 121.
Where at?
121.
121.
21.
Okay. You're saying he doesn't go
I like Mudkip
above
more,
Mudkip.
personally.
I don't get me wrong. I love Mudkip. One of my favorite starters of all time. Rowlet's pretty good. Rowlet's right up there too, I think.
Yeah, this is the right area. I don't know that it gets above Mudkip, but this is the zone.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm happy with it above Squirtle at 132.
I was going to say I like it better than Wooper.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, 129.
129.
What about Wooper Watch, though? Man, you remember that? What a time to be alive.
You know what? That's not. That's not. You're swaying me. How about above Teddy Ursa? Definitely above Chimchar, because Chimchar sucks.
Wow.
Chimchar's way too high up.
Hot takes.
Because it's a hot Pokemon, and also I hate monkey Pokemon, so they all should be in the bin. Just toss them all in the bin.
Wow, don't look at Infernape's place on the
yeah, no, I know.
I'm okay with Rowlet above Teddy Ursa, below Wooper.
Yeah, I think that's a great spot for Rowlet.
I think I agree. Yes, excellent starter. That's an excellent line from start to finish. No complaints.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like all the starters in Galar just ended super disappointing for me. I
don't think any of the final evolution.
Yeah, I really have high hopes for Fuecoco. Fuecoco?
Fuecoco.
Yeah.
Fuecoco, as of right now, is my favorite starter of all time. He's winning out. Yeah, I love his little chili bean, the little chili bean boy. He's so cute. I pray to Pokemon Jesus himself, please give him a decent line. Please don't Cinderace me again.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Yeah. I'm worried about Waxley, just because I'm afraid he's going to be water flying, which is like one of my least favorite typings.
And it would also be really boring too. It'd be a little obvious. I'm mostly worried. The one we should be worried about is Weed Cat Sprigatito, because we know that it's going to be just a too sexy bipedal cat person that's going to just be all over the internets in all the ways that we don't want to see it. But then Cineraro's got someone to date, I guess.
Like there's not other overly sexualized Pokemon.
No, this would be the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Rowlet's at 130, and that's our random list of 10. Bret, of course, has a Pokemon to rank.
As does Gracie. She's messaging me right as we speak. So would you like to do hers first or mine first?
Well, I only grabbed the picture for yours. So let's do yours.
Okay. So mine is going to be Crabominable. And I know he's already on the list. And because you guys have done this so much, it's so hard to find a specific thing that's not already on the list. So I want to bring Crabominable back to the table and renegotiate its seat here as such. In that I want to renegotiate it clear off the table and force it to eat outside like the filthy animal that it is.
Wow.
987.
When Ryan told me you were bringing Crabominable, I messaged him back saying, wow, he's going to fend that pile of garbage because he was already so low. No. I assumed you wanted it higher.
The opposite. I wanted it 987. It's the worst, most unpleasant, worst designed Pokemon, most unpleasant to look at. It's got stupid paw punchy things, but they have like dog paws on the bottom for some stupid godforsaken reason. Now his pre-evolution, great Pokemon, right? Can we all agree that Crabrawler is a great Pokemon? I like
great
Crabrawler.
Name. Great mod.
Crabominable is a hellspawn Satan creature from another dimension, and I want him gone. Easily my most hated Pokemon of all time. So rather than bring a Blacephalon and try to scooch him up the list, I thought I'd go the opposite way.
I'm fine with down.
Yeah. I don't think he can go below Jinx, but he's got kind of some Trump hair going on. Maybe we could put him below Yungoos and Gumshoe.
I'd be okay with it.
I
another name to say. We haven't changed the bottom three in so long.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with him being above Jinx. My dislike of Jinx has kind of waned over the years, right? As she's got like a slight redesign, you know. I think the one thing Jinx is missing is like a regional form to kind of redeem her a little bit. Like Mr. Mime got one in Galar. But you know, we can't speculate and boost Jinx based on that. But definitely a dated design that used to be problematic. But yeah, okay, yeah, Crabominable above Jinx at 986. I'll take it. I'll take that as a dub, big fat dub.
Yeah.
How many spots
move.
was that he dropped?
What was it, 768 or something like that?
Yeah,
And who's responsible for putting him there in the first place? Which one of you maniacs thought that was a good idea?
Look, he was quite low.
How can you show your faces in a Pokemon public knowing you had Crabominable up that high? Even in 700s, that's too high. He needs to be taken out back and shot. Should we do Gracie's? You won't need a picture for this. I guarantee you all know it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gracie wants to argue that a specific Pokemon, a stalwart of the franchise, be sent up the list. Up the list. She thinks it's too low. And her Pokemon is one that, tell me if you've heard of this one. It's called Mew.
I've heard. I've heard of this. It's under a truck somewhere, right?
Indeed, and you have to get that, jump through a whole bunch of hoops to get that stupid truck to move, or just buy a Game Shark. Personally, Mew's fantastic, great Pokemon. Can't argue with it. It fits that the side of Pokemon that's like cute and adorable perfectly well. It is relevant in lore wise and game wise, like in monumental ways. Maybe not so much anymore, but it's still hugely popular. The shiny in Pokemon Go, when it was released, was a huge deal, right? Because 99% of the Pokemon public never got a Mew when it was like in Toys R Us back in 1999 or whatever the fuck it was.
Yep.
So definitely a relevant, popular Pokemon. Where is Mew at currently?
119.
119, a respectable 119, I think, personally. This is Gracie arguing for it to go higher. What do you guys think?
I want to say Mew was top 100 when it was ranked, but as more things have been ranked, it's slipped out. I'm not opposed to putting Mew back in the top 100.
Yeah. Ryan, I think you and I have talked at length on the show at this point about Mew and Mewtwo's relationship, especially in that first movie. Brett, what do you think between Mew and Mewtwo? One should be higher.
Oh man, that's so hard. That is such a hard thing to quantify. I personally like Mew better, but just being an outside observer, I could make a solid argument for why Mewtwo should be higher than Mew. Actually, thinking about it, being non-biased, which I know I'm committed to not being biased, or committed to being biased in regards to my Pokemon selections, I think Mewtwo should be higher than Mew. Am I going to get a tattoo of Mewtwo? Absolutely not. Am I going to get a tattoo of Mew? I already fucking did. There it is. But Mewtwo should probably be higher than Mew. I mean, he's just as big, if more important, to the anime and to the live action movie. Obviously, if one of the two of us has seen it, so spoiler alert. They love shoving Mewtwo down our throats because they know we'll keep taking him every time he's in any of the games.
Yeah, Mewtwo is super cool, and I mean, that first movie's very good. I mean, I haven't watched it since I was a kid, but I liked it a lot as a kid.
Also, the first Pokemon to like talk, like you could actually hear what was like on its mind because it was. I think right there was
Meowth was talking
Meowth,
before.
You're right.
Yeah, but
You're right.
Yeah.
Meowth would have predated Mewtwo. Ignore me. Yeah, but as far as like, well, it's definitely like the first like bad guy other than Meowth. Meowth, bad guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was the first like major antagonist that was not a human, I guess.
Yeah. Where is Mewtwo?
That 56, which I think it was
50?
just a couple weeks ago that one of our guests dragged Mewtwo down like 20 spots.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Said that's Pokemon Hitler.
All right. Well, now you're historically important, but should we support Mewtwo in his genocide? Maybe it's one of those like cautionary tales that we should teach, but not support. Yeah, let's go ahead and move Mewtwo down to 100 and we'll just swap them. We'll swap Mew and Mewtwo. They're linked, right? So we'll just take them and just swap them. Bam, bam.
Backspace 2 and just then type it back.
Yeah, 119 is now Mewtwo, and then just put TWO right there, and then delete TWO at 50. What was it?
56.
56. Under Weavile, you psychos. Unbelievable. Anyway, what do you think? Is that too much?
Yeah, I mean, we can't move Mewtwo. I'm not completely opposed to Mew going above Mewtwo if we want to argue for that. Mew does, without ever actually speaking, convince Mewtwo to not be Hitler anymore. So that's pretty impressive.
But they both can use teleport, and then that way they can take each other's places on the list and circumvent the rules.
Interesting. I also don't want to move Mewtwo out of the top 100. I like that book.
I'm totally down with putting it above Mewtwo, just because I would have normally said put it below Mewtwo, but because of the Hitler thing, I don't want to be on that side of the fence. So Mew above Mewtwo at 55 sounds fine. Or if we have any reservations about that, I'm willing to put it above Ursaluna at 72. I think Mew's way better than Ursaluna. Again, one of those weird Hisuian evolutions that I just do not care for. Why does it look so sad all the time? It's supposed to look sleepy, but instead it looks sad.
All the Hisuian mons are either sad or stoned.
Fair. Or they're on like freaking performance enhancing drugs, like whatever the hell Weavile turns into. That thing is like a Gumby nightmare from hell.
I love Sneasler.
Sneasler's fine, yeah.
Sneasler is on a government watch list somewhere. Probably has to inform his neighbors when he moves in. Now, Pinhead Kirchen, now that's a good Pokemon. Oh wait, no, what's it called?
Pincurchin?
No, wait. I just call mine Pinboy. Shoot, poison fish. She turns into a big spiky mine.
Overquill.
Overkill. Beautiful.
Great name, but the mom looks terrible.
No, he's rules. How dare you? How dare you? Neither here nor there. What do you guys think for Mew?
I'm okay with them going either right above or right below Mewtwo, so that he can constantly talk to him and make sure he's not going back to his Hitler way.
I say above if we do that.
I'm okay with it.
Just underneath Spectrier, which is funny because it's got rear in its name.
Right, we should move that up.
Spect ass.
Mew,
spectate ass. That's where the name comes
from. Wouldn't that just be OnlyFans? That
yes.
Okay. Mew at 56, up from 119. So what's that? 63 spots?
Yeah, it's pretty. That's a pretty healthy jump, I think.
Good jump. Well, that's all the Pokemon we have to rank.
I certainly hope Gracie will be happy with that performance. But next time you have us on, I'm sure you'll hear about it if she's not.
That's fine. We'll blame you.
That's fine. That's fair too. I mean, she's gonna do that no matter what.
Yeah, is she gonna listen to this? Or can we just say like you were trying to move it down the list and we had to fight to raise it up? Can we say that, or will she listen to this?
I mean, I assume she's gonna listen to it. I can't speak for her ears. She doesn't listen to our show, but she's definitely more likely to listen to your show than ours.
Something about listening to your own voice.
I don't have that issue, clearly.
Well, speaking about your show, Bret, what is After Darkrai?
Oh, After Darkrai is a no holds barred, no nothing podcast where we talk about Pokemon and hurt the ones we love. And baby, we love everyone. It's a little bit naughty. It's for you older Pokemon fans out there. So if you listen to it with your kids, be forewarned, you will hear things like the fuck segment. That's where a segment where we just say the F bomb over and over again, not where we actually fuck. But we have a rotating cast of contributors. You guys have been on before as well. We recently had DeFi 250 on. And, we recently started a Patreon as well. So we are over there just being super naughty, and come check us out. We got a link tree that's got all the stuff and all our shows and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, we're there. It's a comedy show. So if you like to laugh, and if you like Pokemon, and if you somehow like laughing at people who are idiots that like Pokemon, we're for you.
So if you like this show, you will like that.
Yeah. Only less. We don't rank Pokemon, but what we do is talk about the ring a lot, because it keeps coming up and tracking us down everywhere we go, and also like unspeakable, terrible things that just can't unspeakably be told,
but are recorded for everyone.
Are recorded, yes, barely edited, I would say, lightly edited. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that can be found anywhere podcasts can be found, I assume.
Anywhere they can be found, baby. Anywhere that you look for them. Just flip over a rock, and if you're in West Virginia, you'll find meth. But if you're on iTunes, you'll find us, baby.
Fantastic. Everyone should check out After Darkrai. It is a good time.
Yeah.
Come listen to Chris and I be on our episode. That was a fun time.
Yeah, and we'll have you guys on again.
Yeah, would love to.
Last time we ranked Pokemon items, which was an exercise in what would you call that? Horniness, terribleness.
I think that's just the premise of the show more than
borderline offensiveness. Yeah, we are the hot and horny Pokemon podcast. That is true. We are the wet T-shirt contest of Pokemon podcasts. We are the bad boy biker gang. We're the Team Yell. We're the lost 10-year-old with a little Weedle on the Route 2 that got left behind podcast. We're for the disenfranchised youths, baby, and we're all fans of Marnie.
Yeah, somehow...
You should know what the show is.
Somehow, anytime that a podcast is talking about Pokemon, it always becomes a little dirty. At least the ones I listen to.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely us, and we usually roll a random Pokemon and just talk about it throughout the episode. But lately, we've been letting our patrons select the Pokemon. So look forward to, like I said, that DeFi episode was Rillaboom, and I think next May, if it continues to win the poll, could be Psyduck.
Ooh, good pick.
Things to look forward to if it wins the poll. But
right.
If you
join the Patreon, people.
I don't know, if you like fucking Blipbug better, you better toss us $3 so you can vote in that poll, baby. But that also goes to support our other shows as well. Let's Die, the His versus Hers Guide to the Apocalypse, the podcast, as well as Watchers of the Stuff, newly acquired. What's up, y'all? And Jaws Breakers, the Scary Funny Shark Movie Show. I almost forgot about that shit. So yeah, we're doing things. We're in these streets.
Hustling.
Hustling and bustling.
Chris, what's our hustle looking like right now?
Our hustle's looking interesting. We're getting ready. By the time you're hearing this, it's pretty close to relaunching our main podcast, as well as doing our Extra Life 24-hour stream, which is going to be at, I guess it's twitch.tv/Spelunkers, but there's a name change coming, so maybe it won't be that by the time we're streaming.
Yeah.
That's weird, but stay on our social medias and we'll let you guys know where the stream is going to be happening. But we're going to be streaming for 24 hours, raising money for charity, doing lots of silly things. You can pay $100 or maybe it's $150, I don't remember, to make me do the one chip challenge. It's going to be quite miserable. I'm going to be playing Beat Saber at a certain point in that stream, so you can make me do the one chip challenge while I'm playing Beat Saber, and I will probably die.
Sweat to death. Definitely come for Extra Life. It's always a good time. It's staying up for 24 hours straight just makes you a little bit crazy, and but it's all for the kids. Last year we raised over $2,500 with the Draft Punks, and we'd love to break 2,500 again this year. So
Incredible.
Come on by and give for sick children. Always a good cause. Thank you for joining us as we continue finalizing the most important decisions of our lives. We hope you are well until we reconvene in 2 weeks. And remember, gotta rank them all.
Gotta rank all Pokemon. Oh yeah. Oh. Gotta rank them all.
Better?
Gotta rank them all.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You gotta rank them all into my heart. You gotta rank them all until I gotta go far. Rank them all into my brain. You gotta rank them all till I go insane.